I would share that point of view. And I think when we think about softlines retail, there's about 73 publicly traded softline retailers. And, if we think about the bottom 15 in terms of the EBIT margin, 15 of those have EBIT margins less than 3%.
Wow.
So those are the retailers that we're really talking about that would be really at the most pressure if we had tariffs, not Nike and Lululemon that have high EBIT margins.
I could offer some guesses, but do you have some examples of who those are?
Well, I'm sure that Courtney, offered a couple ideas, but I think they're not necessarily household names. And, I didn't even mention the private companies. So obviously there's a lot of private retailers who have low margins. Those companies would also be at risk of having to close doors if we had tariffs.
Because I know you cover them, would Gap and would American Eagle fall into that territory of being at the bottom of the barrel or no?
Well, American Eagle would not. I think Gap is a big company with Old Navy, a very strong, profitable retailer. And then obviously the Gap brands, the company doesn't disclose what the EBIT margin is the Gap brand, but the consensus view is it's probably negative. So Gap's already closing a lot of stores this year. So theoretically, they could consider closing more stores if we had tariffs.
And the main issue from the tariffs is the cost of goods?
The main issue is the increase in the cost of goods and the inability to pass on the cost to the consumer. Because right now, apparel CPI is down about 3%.
Year on year?
Year on year. Very deflationary category. Very difficult for retailers to pass on that cost.
And Court, as he said, that could affect some C-class shopping malls. The knock-on effects, we thought we were already coming through the worst of this, and it sounds like we aren't even near the worst of it.
Exactly. And some of these retailers, they're already on weak and very shaky ground. You add, up to 25% cost in that fourth round of tariffs, if that comes in on the apparel and shoes, forget it. That's just going to be really, really hard for the folks that are barely hanging on anyways.